Hey, so this is Katie from the future, actually editing Katie, doing an intro for her video, which was very spontaneous and she never did an intro for. So this is the Enchanted Fibers channel. Katie, I'm from Ontario, and this is a short video of me organizing my yarn stash in my yarn cabinet, which ultimately just became a big mess because I kept acquiring yarn one way or another and then throwing it in there, and I kind of got lazy about organizing it, and life's busy, and if someone's coming over and then you're just like quickly cleaning. So it kind of got out of hand. It was very stressful to look at, and I also felt like I wasn't really entirely sure what I owned. Yeah. So this video is a little short video of me explaining my process. I kind of show some updates as I go. Not a lot of FaceTime. Not like crazy structured, but quick. So if you like to see a good little organization before and after, this is probably the video for you. And otherwise, I'm usually posting yarn podcasts or knitting podcasts, sorry. I want to do it at least once a month, but as of right now, I have a lot going on with my schedule, so it's been a little bit more sporadic than desired, but I definitely will be doing a video at the end of the year showing my, I guess, everything I've made for the year, which is funny because those videos are what inspired me to try to make a channel. And it's already been the end of the year, so there you go. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to let the past me start talking about my yarn, and enjoy. Okay, so I decided to film my hello yarn cabinet organization. I'm not sure if this will become a video, but if it does, thanks for watching, and hopefully you like a little bit of organization. So I've already gotten a head start. I have taken all of the, actually not all, I'm still working on, there's a section right there behind the books. I'm working on taking the, I guess, specific type of brown, that type of brown, and then kind of like dark browns, and I guess I have some black as well, so I might just finish getting the rest of these cream yarns, some black and then dark brown and this light brown, and go from there. I think I'm going to sort everything into piles, and then from there try to figure out how it needs to be organized. Excuse me. Like, for example, although they are different yarns, and this is probably the biggest faux pas, I was thinking I might not have enough yarn for the Moby sweater by Petite Knit, but like if you look at this yarn, I just realized like they're like almost the same yarn. I think they're the same gauge. I'm just trying to like hold two strands. You see that? I don't know. I honestly think I might be able to use them together and then therefore have enough yardage. So that's kind of why I'm organizing this, because I feel like it could be better organized, and even if I was in a pinch, like it wouldn't be ideal because this is alpaca, so maybe not that one. Like these two are both like 100% sheep wool, like wools, rustic vibes. These would work together. These are like alpacas from Knit Picks, so I think, although they are like honestly such a similar color, which is really funny because these were all purchased at different times. So maybe they wouldn't substitute well, but if I was in a pinch, I can definitely, I think, use some of this Seafarer yarn spindle and make it work. So yeah, I'm gonna continue my cream and black and I guess dark brown piles. I don't think there's any dark brown left, but I'm gonna see you guys in a moment, and the lighting is gonna drastically change as I go through this. So okay, so ignore my ratchet white rug. It's a little stained, but I have cleaned it. It's white, so it's a loss that you take. And it's mostly like makeup and stuff, but I have organized, well, loosely organized, because I'm literally going to put it away. The colors I just mentioned, so you can see they're all kind of grouped together. I decided to leave out like the creamy colors that lean towards pinky peachy because my OCD was not letting me put it down with the creams. So I think I have all like the more true creams. There's an assortment of like wools, alpacas. This is actually like a mohair acrylic. It's like a retro yarn actually by Patents, but I'm using it for my cardigan number 6. So honestly, pretty soon this won't even be here. I think I'll end up using all of it for cardigan number 6, but yeah, this is like thrifted yarn, so it's like a merino. This I got secondhand. It is an acrylic. I have no idea if I'm ever going to use it, but I think if I do use it, I'll use it to like knit a basket or something like that. It's acrylic nylon. So it won't be for a garment. It'll definitely be for like a basket, or like they use it for hats and blankets. But yeah, I think I'd rather use it for a basket. And same with this. So this is the same yarn, but just, holy moly, I'm like out of breath. Yeah, same yarn, but just not really what I want to use for a garment, nor is it really enough to use. This is, I'm just reading it, acrylic nylon merino. Interesting blend. Maybe would be a garment one day. How many yards is it? 127 yards. It would have to be something really small or like something tight. So we'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, a lot of similar yarns, but all kind of different. So I need to figure out how to group these in my cabinet. I've kind of just thrown things to the bottom shelf for now and to the right side so that I I can start putting it away and then start a new batch of colors and you know, work my way from there. So I won't do an update for every single color, but just to explain, I think how I'm gonna keep grouping them is like have one section where it is mostly like acrylic based yarns, and then have the wools next to it. So you can see this is the alpaca, this is wool, and then mohair. So I think that's how I'm going to organize it for each section. This is the first one. I will give an update once I do a little bit more. So I've gone ahead and taken out, I guess, a little bit more into the beigey family / like peachy beige is what I would say. And then while I was at it, I also just took out some of my more red tones. Ignore my what is that, leggings or a sweater? It's from the gym, but either way, this is where I'm at, and I think I'm going to work on so that it transitions nicely. I want to do this color next before I go into maybe the lighter browns and then maybe the darker browns. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll have a neutral shelf. We'll see how that plays out. Like I might run out of space. I probably do have a lot of neutrals, and then I really want to have like a rainbow shelf. So TBD. Hopefully it doesn't drive anyone too nuts that I ultimately did more pinky tones before going back into the beigey brown, but I think in the long run it'll work out fine. I guess just to talk about some yarn, I have this cotton crush yarn from Bendigo Wool & Mills, which is very nice. I have so much of it. Like this is what I have left from making a Soho top. So, and that was one ball. So, I mean, clearly one ball goes a long way. I have this left over from my Giselle blouse, the body of it. It's like a silk blend. I forget the exact composition. This, I was just checking, was like an acrylic, 50% acrylic, 50% wool, pretty much. And then these are full-on wools from Portugal. This is left over from a kit from Wool and the Gang. And these are also just left over from making hats, but these are like alpaca. So, that's those. I've moved ahead with getting into the lighter browns, I guess, or almost like grayy tones. These are from like Knit Picks. They just came in like a variety pack, like a large variety pack. So they're all, to my dismay, slightly different. But I'm thinking like I could use them to make a marble sweater. In general, use the Knit Picks assortment pack I have to make a marble sweater from Petite Knit, perhaps. These are some cashmeres I got from a secondhand bundle of mohair. Actually, most of these mohair's up here. It's kind of a mess. So we're getting there. And then these are from Bendigo Wool & Mills. So once again, like tons of yardage for a ball. This is that Seafarer yarn I mentioned earlier. Have it together. That way my brain remembers to group it together possibly. And then these are wools again from Knit Picks. And this is a little bit left over. And then this is acrylic here. Okay, and I've faded into some of the darker browns. So just to talk about what it is. These are also the Knit Picks, part of the Knit Picks bundle here. Funny enough, once again, and I guess that's because these might be like natural undyed wools because I don't know about, I have the overhead lighting on right now, so you can tell, but like this Knit Picks one and this Seafarer one are so similar. I think this one's just a bit smaller, like in gauge. And ironically, like this is actually a worsted weight and this is a bulky weight, but that tells you, you know, every manufacturer is a little bit different. So, or maybe it blooms into a bulky. No clue. This is some cotton, which I do plan to use. It's Sandus Garn. What's it called? Mandarin Petite, which I do plan to use for probably a Cecile top, probably next summer at this point. This is mohair, of course, and this is a like fingering weight that I plan to actually hold with this mohair. And then this is like a miscellaneous wool. So I think I might even turn off the overhead lighting because it might be, sorry, might be interfering with the colors a little bit as well. Oh, holy moly. Big difference actually. So this is what it's looking like in natural light. From here, I'm going to transition from like these really dark brown, almost blacks here. Those are wools. And then into this black assortment there. From there, I'll go into gray and the sparkly yarn, which I'm going to categorize it under the gray family. And I do plan to make something for the holiday season. I'm thinking I'll hold this with this, and I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I just feel like it'll be, I hope it'll be cool. That's the hope. So, okay, and I didn't actually have nearly as much room as I hoped, so I kind of ended up going with those darker browny gray wools. This, which I believe it's a wool spun, so I think it's mostly acrylic, partially wool. This is that acrylic yarn here. Oh my god, I barely reach. And then Cascade 220 and the merino crepe yarn on top. And there's, I guess, the first row complete. So I am back in unnatural light, but I have taken out the rest of the yarn and organized it by color, kind of on the floor. Like I've just kind of grouped it, and then I'm going to just try to make a rainbow at this point for the bottom shelf. And then I will, yeah, I guess I'll share an update in a second. So I didn't really get to the point of actually, like, I would say grouping this entirely, but I've at least sorted it by color, and now I just need to put it away. So I've started with gray because I forgot I had that left over, and then I kind of faded into blues from there, some greens, yellows, and now I have this much space left, so I really need to figure out the best way to go about this, but it might end up just meaning I have to go up here with some sort of overflow. So apparently I never shared a clip showing my thought process for the orange and red and how I kind of smushed in some purples and pinks in there as well. But I ultimately ended up shoving everything to the left as much as I could to try to squeeze in this last little bit. And then these neon colors that you would have seen on the top shelf are honestly overflow. Probably not high priority ones that I'm going to use, but maybe will get used one day for something. You just never know. And sorry that I didn't explain it. I just kind of feel like I got a little bit burnt out from organizing, I'm guessing, but that's okay. So here is me explaining some of the yarns and where I got them, because I also know I kind of dropped off in that regard as I was organizing. All right, so I have no idea if anyone cares, but I didn't really talk about the yarns in this section at all, so I figured I would explain a couple just kind of quickly. So this Patons Wool Worsted, I actually have a project in mind that I talk about in my latest podcast, and so that should be gone soon enough. And then this is actually left over from, you can't even see it. Let me see if I can go around. This is left over from, I did a slip over. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but I'll put it on screen. This is actually a lot left over from a slip over, so there you go. However, I will say, I got this from an outlet store, so I guess I got it at a discounted price. I got this secondhand from my alarm went off there. This cashmere here, I have no idea when I'll use it, but I got it secondhand, so I probably got it for like $3, and as you can see, the tag says 26. This I got from a, like, hold on. This I got from an antique store that they just had a bunch of yarn that I guess they cleared out of a yarn shop that was closing. This mohairs, a lot of these like random one-off mohairs are from the same lady I got the cashmere from, so I will say I am finding ways to use them just little by little. Leftovers from Portugal. This cotton here is secondhand. This merino is secondhand. This Knit Picks is secondhand. This was bought in Portugal. This was bought in Portugal. I would say a lot of this is secondhand except for this, which I bought for a custom order, and then I decided not to do it, but I couldn't return the yarn, so it's mine now. This I got from like clearance on Knit Picks, so I got it for, and honestly, so many of these for an amazing price. I used a bunch to make my Gemma polo, which is on my Instagram account, and I think in previous podcasts for sure. This was a gift. These were gifted too, actually. This was a Portugal purchase. These were the same lady I got the cashmere from. Leftovers from a gift knit for my mom, a shawl. Wait, All Crochet Co. These were a gift. These were secondhand. Secondhand as well. These were actually bought new, and I don't even know what I want to use them for. It's kind of hard to see, but it's the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and the colorway is Clay. Oh, Rose. Sorry, there you go. Rose Clay. The color is a lot pinker in person, but it is nighttime here, and I have lighting above me, so it's kind of skewing the colors. These are from Portugal. Oh, wait, you can't even see. Hold up. This pink yarn is from Portugal, and this mohair, not this one, sorry, this one. This like deeper hot pink one is from Portugal. And this Knit Picks is from a secondhand, actually. This was bought new. I bought these in Japan. And I might end up using this, but that's some more Knitting for Olive that I bought new. So there you go. There's all my yarn pretty much. I have been keeping my acrylic yarn for like custom orders and such separate in a box in the basement because it's not really what I use for my personal projects. But I do end up using it over time. So for now, I'm keeping it. Maybe one day I'll sell it. We'll see. I didn't really understand the value of wool yarn when I first started knitting, so that's why I had to separate these two areas. But I will say a lot of this is secondhand or gifted. I really don't buy much yarn new, especially nowadays. I feel like people are always getting rid of good things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, if you want to subscribe and support my tiny channel, feel free to stick around. I guess I should be showing you my face right now. Maybe I'll find the mirror. Wait, can I look at the mirror? Hi. All right. I don't know what I look like, even if I'm looking at the camera. Now I probably am. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. See you.